As a regulator and overseer of public procurement, we want to ensure that the procurement process that has been followed is in line with what the law says.
That's right.
So, for certain procurements above a certain threshold, procuring entities have got to send all the documentation relating to that particular procurement to this office, so that this office can see, can vet, can confirm or verify that the process that was followed by that procuring entity is the process that is outlined in the law. So when we go through the documentation, we go through their submissions, we see they have advertised in the newspapers, they have evaluated based on a criteria that is in the bidding document. They have got the approval from the IPC, the Internal Procuring and Disposing Committee. Then we say, okay, we are satisfied that the process has been followed, and we have no objection for that particular procuring entity to proceed with the contractual formalities.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's what no objection is all about. We are saying, yeah, we have checked the process of procurement, we are satisfied that they followed the law. Yes.
And where you are not satisfied, you also provide the alternative.
Yes, where we are not satisfied, we highlight our observations, say, we feel that this was not done correctly. Can you please relook at this? Our observation is based from this particular clause in the Act. We feel that maybe you omitted such a document, or we feel that you omitted such an approval in your internal systems. Can you please go back and relook at this and make sure that you adhere to what the law says?
That's right. I'm looking at the pressure that your work puts you in, or the work of this office has always been, because there's always a lot of contracts being awarded. I mean, every day is filled with procurement or disposing assets. The government is doing that almost every time, and there have been fears allayed to the effect that this could have been is something that puts you at a risk of fraud, especially contracts that are not properly vetted.
Good enough, this office is protected by the law.
That's right.
So if we stick to what the law says, we are there is no way somebody else from anywhere else can push you out of that decision, because we are protected by the law. By the law, I mean the Public Procurement and Disposal Act. Anything you make contrary to that act, then you're obviously breaking the law. And our role is to actually highlight those things, to say, okay, you are telling us, or you are instructing us to say we would prefer if this contract went to so and so. Our role as an oversight agency is to say, no, let us follow what the law says. If we do not follow what the law says, these are the possible consequences. Now remember, I said the previous act, there was that gap where there were no consequences or punitive measures that were highlighted. But now you can simply say, if you choose to go this direction, then you are at a risk of facing 2 years imprisonment, for instance, or 500,000 kwacha fine. So there are measures in place. And this act has been put in place so that we use our money in an effective and efficient manner, which will in the end help us realize value for money for whatever that we're trying to procure. And I would urge all stakeholders to understand what this new law says and try as much as possible to stick to what the law says, because at the end of the day, it's for our own good. It's for the good of our very beautiful nation.
Something very interesting when you say our money, that our taxes.
Our taxes, yours and mine, and everybody else's. It's not somebody else's money, it's our money. So
then that also reminds me of the aspect of fixing the prices from the players, for example. That must be inevitable.
That's very possible. People would give us unrealistically low prices. The law has also covered that, to say where a procuring entity feels that no, this is not the market price for this item, they can they call it an unrealistically low price, and the law actually gives guidelines on what procuring entities must do if they feel that this is a realistically low price. Yeah.